Welcome back everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Builds, and today we're dealing with the 2005 Mitsubishi #1 Sierra Enterprises Lancer Evolution Time Attack. Bit of a mouthful there, but yeah, this now has 949 horsepower and 703 pounds-feet of torque from its 2.2 litre turbocharged inline-4 engine. The car itself weighs 2,763 pounds, still has its all-wheel drive system, but it now has off-road tyres and off-road suspension, and it can do 0 to 60 in 2.708 seconds, 0 to 104.606 seconds, and go to a top speed of 193 miles an hour. So this car has the same power and torque as it does in its standard form, because for whatever reason this game doesn't allow you to upgrade it further, which is a big shame, because I imagine you could get a lot more power out of this. But yeah, the only engine upgrade that has happened is the anti-lag for the turbocharger, so slightly quicker in terms of its acceleration and torque, and in terms of 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 time that it would be originally, but everything else engine wise is stock. But as you can see, the handling and braking is quite excellent for a car of this type, given it's now got off-road tyres and off-road suspension, which usually ruins the suspension and the handling. But yeah, your off-road capability is pretty good as well. Acceleration and speed are solid. Only the downside is the launch, but that's only for the first few seconds of the race, or the the run on this course. So yeah, this should do pretty well, hoping so. The only other Mitsubishi that we've had on the series so far has been the Galant VR4, which managed a respectable but not remarkable 3 minutes 23.245 seconds. So yeah, I'm hoping this can do a bit better than that. But it'd be interesting to see what it can do in comparison to the Hyundai race car from the previous episode, which was a reasonably quick, but again, was expecting more from that, if I'm honest. So let's see if we can do any better here with this one. Don't know why we've not taken more Mitsubishi vehicles out on this series, but we just haven't for whatever reason. But may well do, based on the performance of this vehicle. It's doing pretty well. Now granted, it did originally have quite low ground clearance, and as you can see, it's got a lot of underbody work that could easily catch on the ground. So let's hope that's not going to be the case. Good rate of speed there. Now the worry with this is that there might be some understeer as well. Being an all-wheel drive car, that is potential, but since we don't have any real extra power or torque in this, it should be alright. Just that the power delivery has slightly changed because it has the anti-lag on the turbocharger, which means that we get the power a little bit quicker, but at the end of the day it is the same power and torque, so it shouldn't prove too bad for the car, hopefully. I'm not sure exactly what this car was built for originally. It certainly wasn't made for doing this, I believe, but yeah, I'm not sure. Oh dear, bit of oversteer there. Yeah, not entirely sure what it was originally for, so yeah. It's a big shame that we can't do any upgrades to increase the amount of power and torque on this car, because like I said, it does seem to have the potential for a lot more in the way of power. It's a little strange that we're not able to do any more in that regard. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, when it was announced that this car was getting released, especially since Cosworth engines are usually quite tunable, and this does have a Cosworth engine. I don't know about you, but the game seems to be a little low on frames at the moment for some reason. Maybe it's just my vision playing up, I don't know, but it looks a little bit on the sluggish side in that regard. But hopefully that won't play too much havoc with our time here. That'll actually come through on the when it comes to recording it, but I can definitely sense a little bit of slowdown in terms of the frame rate. Had some issues with my Xbox lately. There was a weird glitch where all the sound, no matter what you were doing, game, YouTube, Twitch, anything like that, but all of the sound was in slow motion for some reason. It was extremely weird. Had to reset a lot of the Xbox to get it working again properly. Regardless, this is looking for a pretty fast time. 3 minutes 15.879 seconds, putting us nearly 8 seconds ahead of the Mitsubishi Galant VR4. A good 4 seconds or so quicker than the Hyundai from the previous episode, and we are comfortably in the top 40, as we have beaten the likes of the Shelby GT500. We're marginally behind the Lotus Evija, but we've also beaten the likes of a Peugeot 207 Super 2000, Extreme E number 44 X44, and other rally cars like the Sierra Cars Yokohama Alpha. I guess that could be considered a rally car. The Toyota Tacoma TRD performance truck, the Subaru WRX STI ARX supercar, and other kind of racing cars like the Lincoln Co. number 100 Scion Racing 03, the Hyundai from the previous episode by nearly 4 seconds, and the Lexus RTF Track Edition. But we are, like I said, slightly behind the Lotus Evija, as well as the Brabham BT62, Plymouth Fury, Lamborghini Squadra Corsa Huracan, and the Ford number 4 Focus RS. So pretty quick in terms of overall time. To get into the top 40 at the very least is, well, I say into the top 41, number 41 now that I look at it, but that is very close, and yeah, comfortably in the top 50, way quicker than the Hyundai in the previous episode, which, yeah, that was a racing car as well as like this, so yeah, that's a good comparison between the two, especially since the weigh practically the same, but that Hyundai had way more in the power of torque and horsepower, as we were able to swap an engine into that, whereas that has not been the case with these Mitsubishis. But it seems like, you know, less power and less torque equals more control, and yeah, that's really come down on our side in a good way. So yeah, you can get this car in the current festival place for only 20 points. It's not going to be there for much longer though, as obviously the season changes on Thursday, so get out there and get this car if you haven't already. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.